Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And we are going to be doing that with my I Am card deck. This card deck is full of positive affirmations and wonderful things that we can say in order to really understand the truth of who we are. And it appears that the software is running kind of slow today. So let's see how this works. Anyways, the question of the day was: Are you an early bird or a night owl? And I have pretty consistently been a night owl in my life, but you know, the fact is that I actually started doing the wake up call so that I would have some reason to get up in the morning. I found that I could be, I could discipline myself to get up for any, at any time, but unless I have a reason to, I will sleep in till noon. So what I do is one of the reasons that I do the wake up call is so that I can get up on time. So good morning, good morning. Indeed, it does look pretty dark around here. Brenda Jean, it is fairly gray in this area today. So yeah, I am a bit of a night owl myself. I will easily stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning if I let myself. And so for me, I have to discipline myself to get to go to bed on time so that I can wake up on time. Right. I did have a late night job, and I still kind of have a late night job. I still work until midnight, but even after my job, I still have to discipline myself to go to bed. Like, generally around 12:30 or 1, because otherwise I will stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning if I'm not careful. But let's see about you guys. I know you're an early bird, Brenda Jean. So yeah, humans are actually diurnal, not nocturnal. Just get up and go outside every morning when the sun is low in the sky. The melatonin cells can absorb the light. Yeah, that is something that I do when I get up in the morning now. Thanks to your advice, Brenda Jean. Anyways, let's see here. What else do we have? Dan was an early bird when he was working, trying to rekindle the night owl he was in his youth. Isn't it funny how we will modify ourselves and modify our behavior toward whatever job that we have? Let's see. Yeah, Grant's a night owl. I know a lot of my friends are night owls. Anyways, we are here today to talk about, well, us, and to say good things about us. So I'm going to do that with my I am card, and we're going to go through an empowering affirmation today. And what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. We're going to respond out loud together. I am that affirmation. And as we say those things, we are building day. I am this card. I just got to notice that I lost the connection. So just try to check and see if I am still on the internet here. Come on now. Am I back yet? If you guys can see me, let me know. My internet just had a thing happen. All right, are we back? I think it appears that we are back. All right, so sorry about all those delays. Oh my goodness, that was quite the delays. All right, so anyway, we are going through the I am card. All right, good, I am back. So I am compassionate today. My kindness reveals deep empathy. And so, yeah, sorry about all those weird technical glitches. I think that the internet just had a hiccup. So I am compassionate. Are you compassionate? You are compassionate. Your kindness reveals deep empathy. I'm going to write that down in the comments, and I'm going to have some deep empathy for technology and for the programmers who program it. Perhaps y'all can have some deep empathy for me as I figure out why on earth the internet is doing what it's doing. So I am compassionate today. My kindness reveals deep empathy. So yeah, we are. We look. It looks like we are back. All right. So I was thinking about compassion the other day, and I was thinking about the phrase, you must suffer to be beautiful. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase, you must suffer to be beautiful. When I was a kid, I remember that my mom talked to me about that phrase, about that saying, and she talked about it in the context of belladonna. So belladonna is this eye drop that people in the in the Renaissance area of Italy, what they would do is the ladies would put belladonna in their eyes, and it would just make their pupils larger. And it's shown that when your pupils are larger, it appears that you are more attractive to the people around you. But we make their pupils larger, but it also hurt to do that. And my mom and the announcer who was talking about it basically said, oh, because one must suffer to be beautiful. And I asked my mom what that meant, and she said, well, it's because the belladonna hurts their eyes, and so beauty treatments oftentimes hurt a lot. And sure, beauty treatments really do hurt a lot. But as I got older, and as I went through some life and had some painful experiences of my own, I realized that the painful experiences that I've had in life allow me to be compassionate toward other people who are going through those same experiences. So I remember when I was younger, some of the folks in my friend group, we were all at the point where we were starting to get girlfriends and things like that. And one of my friends who had a long-term steady girlfriend broke up with that girlfriend, and it was a very it was a very painful experience for him. Another one of my friends who had never had a girlfriend just couldn't understand it, and he was just like, well, get over it, it's not a big deal, get over it. And the reason that he couldn't understand it is because he didn't have empathy, because he had never gone through a relationship of that type, and he had never experienced the end of a relationship of that type. And because he had never experienced it, he had no capacity to feel that compassion. And the fact is that the painful experiences that we go through in life allow us to have empathy toward the people who are going through them when we see it. And when we have empathy for those people, we are able to express kindness toward them. So when we are going through stuff in life that hurts, it's okay when we can accept the fact that even though it hurts, it is training us to be more empathetic, to have a more balanced view of life when the people around us are going through things that are painful. We have to, there's something about experience that allows us to really be able to empathize with others. And when we haven't experienced it yet, it's difficult for us to experience it. Brenda Jean says, if you had two cards, I am empathetic and I am compassionate, what would be the difference between the two? Oh, that's a pretty good question, Brenda Jean. So compassion typically, yeah, there you go. That's a great answer, Shauna. Compassion is empathy in action. Yeah, empathy is to feel it. Compassion is to feel it and have an action that shows it. So thank you, Shauna. Your answer is even better and shorter than mine would have been. Compassion is indeed empathy in action. So we are, you know, so for example, Brenda Jean, empathy would be to say, oh my goodness, Maui Paul's having some technical difficulties. That must be that must be frustrating for him. And empathy would be to I'm sorry, and compassion would be to not only feel that, but also say, okay, well, I'm going to stay on the broadcast even though this is happening, so that when he does finally come back, that there's still an audience here of folks who are, who are willing to listen to this. So yeah, compassion is indeed empathy in action. So yeah. Yeah, Brennan Jean said, last weekend I had the opportunity to turn the other cheek when someone is unkind to me. I feel that's compassion. I realized that person is full of unhappiness and they just needed a convenient target. And yeah, oftentimes somebody who is full of unhappiness does just need a convenient target. And so when we find that we are that convenient target, we don't need to buy into it and we don't need to think it's about us. We can just smile and let them have their feelings and know that the way that they're feeling belongs to them. Doesn't belong to us. It's not ours to hold or own. So we are compassionate people. And when we have that compassion, it allows us to really connect more deeply with the folks who are around us. And in doing so, that gives us the ability to just have, other better, different opportunities in life, because as we have different relationships and as we have more compassionate relationships, and as we give grace to the folks who are around us, because we can empathize with what they're going through, then it gives us an even more balanced and nuanced perspective on life. So I want to say thank you guys for coming down and hanging out with me, especially through all those internet hiccups and connection hiccups that were going on earlier today. I'm going to have compassion on myself, and I'm going to have compassion on the technology, as I realize that things which happen that are outside of my control can be mitigated, but they cannot be avoided. So let's just do that. Let's just continue to give grace and be compassionate to the folks who are around us. I will return tomorrow at 9 a.m., hopefully with a better internet connection. We will be talking about another one of my cards. I want to say thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for just being here and hanging out with me, and really just being dedicated to speaking life into yourself. I speak life into you, and I know that you speak life into yourselves as well. So until then, I love you, I care about you, and I will speak with you again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Until then, aloha from paradise.